Hello and welcome to Pod Meets World. I'm Paul.
I'm Dave.
And I'm Justin.
And this week we're discussing the episode Wake Up, Little Cory. This episode originally aired November 4th, 1994, attracting 11,448,000, assuming that Google Group's information is correct about ratings, which... Number one at the box office this week, Stargate.
Ooh. Stargate.
Yes, a film that would go on to span a massive television franchise.
Indubitably.
Yep. Number one on the Billboard charts this week.
I'll Make
Seriously?
Love to You by Boyz II Men.
Yes. Why did you have to think about that?
I had to suppose
Because I don't want to say it.
And for video games, nothing.
Sadness.
There's nothing notable that came out this week that I could find.
Okay.
Alright, so in this episode, Mr. Turner is having a hard time enthralling his students with the message of much ado about nothing. So he decides to spice things up by changing it into a project about the modern day views of sex and love. He splits the students into boy-girl pairs, giving them video cameras, and tells them to interview their friends about their opinions on sex and love. And then edit it into a documentary. Among these teams are Cory and Topanga, because of course they are.
Of course.
From the beginning, Cory doesn't take it as seriously as Topanga. Shocking.
Wow.
Shocking revelation.
It's almost like he's a typical boy at the time.
Yep.
While she dutifully lays out the specifics of the project, Cory decides to play around with the camera and imitating NYPD Blue. Which, Cory should not be watching NYPD Blue.
Yeah, no.
Have you ever watched NYPD Blue, David?
I think maybe an episode.
Justin, do you know what NYPD Blue is?
Heard of it. It's like a cop show.
Well, you should have got that from the title.
Exactly.
It was widely considered like the first R-rated television show. Finally, they get into interviewing their friends and family and stay up late in the school to edit their movie, calling each of their parents to say that they'll be staying at the other's house for a while, which Cory has epic trouble with.
Hi there, Mom. I'm staying at Cory's place. Don't!
He's such an idiot. Okay, here's my problem. How did they... Okay, we'll get to it later. However, they fall asleep together and are found in the morning by Janitor Bud.
He's a bud.
He's a good dude. Feeney, thinking they did more than technically sleep together, takes them into his office to lecture them. Although he accepts their denial, word has already gotten out. They emerge from the office to find a group of guys, including Sean and Harley. While understanding his new godhood is based on a misunderstanding, Cory neglects to clear things up. Topanga becomes angry at him and declares that he is no longer her friend. When Alan overhears Sean calling Cory a god, he gets it out of Cory. He helps Cory realize that friendship matters more to him than popularity. Cory inserts an apology at the end of the documentary that explains it was a misunderstanding. After it plays in class, Cory hopefully asks if they are friends once more, and Topanga affirms that. So, what did y'all think of this episode? Because I have a really nerdy issue with it.
Ooh.
Okay, I'll get into my really nerdy issue. How did they end up staying overnight in the school?
Exactly. That is a good point.
Very good question.
Like, they would have had to sign in to the editing room, I'm assuming.
Probably,
Did the teacher not go like, hey, wait a minute. Maybe I should go take a squiz before I leave.
Like, when was this project due? Like, basically they were filming and then gonna have it ready for the next day or something?
Apparently?
That is
I don't think that's going
insane.
to fly.
Like, even I don't just go and record something and then edit together, like, tapes of footage and expect to have, like, a beautifully edited video by the next day.
Yeah, but Cory is clearly a super editor. Because did you see what he managed to do with tape in like 10 seconds?
I mean, Cory was also doing what I do sometimes and stay up all night and edit, but he passed out.
He was also being a dick.
Yeah, that too.
Which, I mean, yeah. Anyway, what did y'all think? I quite like this episode. I think it's quite good.
I think so as well.
Yeah.
The particular matter that kind of comes up is a little bit, but again, with the basic plot of the episode, need to be discussed.
Well, and I mean, like, they're doing a quote-unquote family show.
Yeah.
So they're...
And more so, it's kind of the concern of the rumor spreading, more
Yeah.
so in the fact that they had 6.
Yeah. Like, it has its place. Yeah, I quite like the episode. I think it's really good. And I think Topanga's really good at it.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very realistic reaction to whatever transpired.
Yes.
Especially with Cory being all like, yeah, I totally did the thing.
So, let's talk about Much Ado About Nothing. So, anybody who doesn't know much about... Anybody who isn't familiar with the play, I don't recommend reading it. Because I don't think it reads very well. But, there's a film version from 2011 that is very, very good and I highly recommend. Because it has a great cast and it's directed by Joss Whedon. And yeah, it has a great cast. Because it was made when he had basically the entire cast of the Avengers at his disposal. So it's got Amy Acker, Alexis Denisof, Nathan Fillion, Clark Gregg, a lot of people that
I recognize these names.
Yes, well, you've seen Buffy.
Yeah.
That is why you recognize these names.
Probably not the only reason, but yeah.
For most of them, it's probably the main reason.
I guess. Could be a few reasons.
Anyway, anything else you want to talk about in this episode?
I don't know. What was your issue?
Oh, how did they stay in the school overnight?
That was it? Okay.
Yeah, because that doesn't seem possible. That doesn't seem physically possible.
Yeah, no, I don't think I was ever allowed to stay at school, nor would I have wanted to overnight. Ever.
I think that only one time is with that special event that some people supposedly did, and even then, that was in high school.
I mean, maybe if it was, like, dry grad or something, but even then, I don't think you stay overnight for that.
Yeah, you did. Well, I didn't. I went home.
Actually, did we?
Yeah, you could. Because then they had, like, the pancake breakfast the next morning. This is very irrelevant to everybody.
Yeah, I know, but still, like, that's like, I'm trying to think of any situation where he would have stayed overnight.
That would have been,
at
like,
school.
the one.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so a little piece of trivia about this episode. This and one other episode are the only episodes to bear a TV PG rating in syndication.
Huh.
The other one being an episode called The Beard, which we will be getting to later this season, I think. Yes, we will. So, anything else you want to bring up about this?
That's about it.
Alrighty. So, until next week... actually, what are we doing next week? What's the episode called? Next week, we'll be talking about the episode Band on the Run. Cory and Sean are going to start a band to meet chicks.
Sounds legit.
And I'm sure it will not go horribly. I'm sure it will go perfectly. So until next time, I'm Paul.
I'm Dave.
And I'm Justin.